wherever you are, whatever time it is. Welcome to another wonderful live stream. I hope you're doing fantastic. I certainly am. I'll be with you here for the next, 2 hours, 3 hours, approximately. Answering all of your lovely questions. I've got a topic that never gets old. We're going to discuss today a topic that, there we go. Is the camera good? We good? I think we're good. We're going to discuss a topic today that never gets old, how to make some money. And I got to tell you guys something. There's a lot of good reasons why this topic never gets old. Lots of good reasons, not the least of which is, money does not technically make you happy. Technically, it doesn't make you happy. But I'll tell you what, it sure in the hell won't make you sad. It's not going to make you sad. And, last week when we discussed money a little bit, I pointed out that it's not really all the way true that money doesn't make you happy. However, even if you reach a certain level of abundance, you kind of like level out. You've reached a peak. Like you're not going to get any more happier or more satisfied. And ultimately, yes, it is true that happiness comes from within. That is true. That is true. And it's not a contradiction. It is, as it goes, in all things spiritualism, a dichotomy. You are the non-duality being of consciousness. You are the creator. You are the raw creative power. You are that force at your core. Remember, body, mind, soul. The soul is the non-duality consciousness. It is that force. Now, when you enter density, 3D reality, this whole system is duality. Your body is duality. Your mind is duality. Everything is duality. And duality just is as it is. It's a system. And you, the non-duality consciousness, can work with those energies to create things. And I suggest creating things that serve you. Now, when you're clear about who you are as the creator, you recognize the yin and yang of life. The divine paradox is to acknowledge the apparent unreality of the universe, the energetic plane, if you will, where all physical manifestations originate, and how if you work with that, things just flow to you and it seems like magic. It's not really magic. I don't want to spoil it for you because it feels magical. It's a lot of fun, but truly it's a technology. We live in a participatory universe. Now, be that as it may, the flip side of the divine paradox is if you only accept one side of that coin of reality, of the universe, of the way things are, if you ignore the obvious components of 3D physical reality, you do so at your peril. You will, I always get this quote wrong. I'll go get the book and read it again for you guys, but you'll be torn asunder by 3D physical reality if you pay it no mind. Oh, 3D physical reality, it's just an illusion. That's not important. Who cares? Doesn't matter. We don't need that anymore. I'm all energy. Well, yeah, everything originates in energy, but you are 3D physical as well, right? So body, mind, soul. You technically have a body and a mind. You are the soul, but when you are here in density, you arrive as a physical being. So it's really both. It depends on what part of the whole, W-H-O-L-E, you're talking about, right? And I have this conversation with my paid coaching students all the time. It's one of the first things we talk about in the manifesting teachings or even the twin flame teachings. What is this? Well, it depends. What part are we talking about? Because right now I'm a person. I realize I'm a spiritual being in a body. So that said, money, if you don't have any damn money, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to have a bad time. If you are so flat broke and destitute that you can't even buy food, yeah, guys, that sucks. Is that who I think it is? Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Whoops. Indeed. It is who I think it is. All right. Well, now that you're on here, where is it? Add as a standard moderator. If you're still up for the task, that is, Miss One Soul Growth. I think that's who you are. Let's see if she says something. I just made you a moderator. So, all right, welcome. Welcome, One Soul. And everybody, hit the like button for One Soul. She is here on a volunteer basis to be a chat moderator. And I just want to acknowledge her. If everybody give her some love, give us some love, hit that like button. I appreciate your help very much. So everybody tell her thank you. Really appreciate it. So that's the deal, guys. If you think money doesn't matter, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. And I'm going to address the question of, well, maybe we shouldn't have money. Maybe money is bad. And we talked about it last week, but I'm gonna hit that talking point again too. So we're gonna start with dispelling, many of the myths about money, and to get comfortable with abundance, which is your birthright. Abundance is what you are, guys. And I got news for you. There's money every place. There's money everywhere. Money enables you to do things that you cannot do without it. Money solves a lot of problems. Money is good for you if you know what you're doing with it. If you're righteous, and if you operate in a righteous way. And that does not mean better or holier than thou. Okay? And once I've dispelled some of the myths around money, some of the fear around money, then I'm going to tell you exactly how to get money. Indeed, elderberry, indeed. The whole money is evil thing is gaslighting, and I question very much who put it there. Who put that belief there? And we're going to talk about that. A couple of housekeeping things. In case you, hey, it's Annie. Everybody say hello to my other mod, Annie. And give her some love, guys. Hit that like button for Annie. Again, another wonderful moderator, completely on a volunteer basis. And we really appreciate Annie and One Soul. You guys are great. I really appreciate you guys. So I have a little deal going right now on my manifesting video course and my twin flame video course. You know, I could charge thousands of dollars, but I don't. I'm probably going to raise the price for my manifesting video course at some point and kind of change how I sign people up for that. The twin flame course, the price is on my website today. They're probably going to be that way for a long time. I don't need to charge more. I got the numbers, and I would feel kind of awkward doing that because people who would want to sign up for some twin flame coaching are in such a bad way that I almost feel like it's taking advantage of somebody who's desperate. And it is, like, to charge like $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 or whatever. I mean, there's twin flame coaches that charge like 12 grand all told. And you don't even get much. So, you know, now it's $419 or $469 or something like that. I don't remember. For even like the middle of the road twin flame coaching package. But you get a bunch of stuff, like a lot. And I'm going to leave it that way. I also have payment plans for some people, you know, $400+ $300+ is kind of a lot. So I have payment plans. So I take the whole entire price and break it up into 6 payments. So I've got those two. I've got payment plans. If you need to do that, you gotta pay for the whole thing. It's not a subscription. You gotta pay for the whole thing. But I do have those. Now, if you pay in full, you get $50 off. $50 off if you pay in full. And right now, you can save 25% in addition if you pay in full with this coupon code. It's St. Patrick's Day this month. So get 25% off when you pay in full with this coupon code. It's good through St. Patrick's Day weekend. March 19th is the last day. And I'm probably not going to do another sale until, I don't know, May, June, July. It's going to be a minute, guys. So I don't think, I mean, every time I say that, like something comes up and it's like, oh, all right, you know, let's do a celebration. You know, I don't know, maybe I'll hit 100,000 subscribers, but I don't have anything on my radar right now. So I got this going on. And I mean, even if you miss the sale right now, who cares? My prices are already very affordable, guys. Even when I raise the law of attraction coaching prices, it's still not going to be, you know, there's law of attraction teachers that are like, yeah, it's going to be $20,000. Okay. I mean, shit, maybe their shit's worth $20,000. I don't know. I don't think so, man. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Elizabeth, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. I do have super chats turned on, guys, if you want to ask questions. So that's the deal. That's the spiel with my paid coaching. There's lots of freebies on my channel, guys. You can just go watch the free content. I've been getting more brazen with the law of attraction teachings on my YouTube channel. And what I mean by that is like giving you more of the actual core stuff that's going to be in the paid coaching. But I got to say, guys, if you want the whole enchilada, you got to sign up for the paid stuff. And again, there's payment plans for either coaching program. We do everything we can to help people. You know, it's just an exchange of value. And if I give something like that away for free, most people aren't going to use it. And that's another thing we're going to talk about when it comes to money and the the mythologies and kind of bad ideas that people have around money, the guilt and shame that people have around money. And again, I think there's an agenda. I think that's coming from somewhere higher, so to speak, to guilt trip you into that. But guys, I got to tell you, my Law of Attraction coaching program, it's the shit. It's the shit, you guys. There's nothing else like it out there. I give you everything but the kitchen sink, and I'm always adding content. I've got more content that I'm going to add to it. It's already 26 hours long. But here's the thing that I'm trying to get across to you in that coaching program. This is for life. This is for life. This is a lifetime commitment. And the same is true with my Twin Flame coaching program. I pull out all the stops, guys. I'm like, look, the buck stops here. This is the last time you're ever going to have to sign up for some coaching like this. That's my goal, guys. That's my goal. I want to make sure I give you everything and then I give you a coaching system that's effective. And then even after you're done watching the videos, you can stay on the coaching system for as long as you want. It's super inexpensive, guys. It's super inexpensive. So that's the deal. That's the spiel with my coaching systems. You're not going to be sorry. You're not going to be sorry. And it works. It works. It works if you do. Also, check me out over here. I am on this platform now. We're not doing Twin Flame stuff over here. I got plenty of that on YouTube, but I got a lot of other really cool stuff that I'm talking about over here. It's been starting off a little slow, but a lot of what I want to do on this platform is Law of Attraction and how we can use the Law of Attraction to make the world a better place, up to and including manifesting abundance for you, manifesting an amazing partner, not your twin flame, but for those of you who are looking for a soulmate, which is everybody else, right? And by the way, one soul, you might try, if you can, some countries don't allow you to do this, but you might try getting a VPN for your computer and then connect it to the United States or Canada, and then you can definitely get on here. Trust me on that. But anyway, this is going to be, more in line with like the greater outer lying spiritual topics. I'm going to go deep, very, very, very deep with some of these spiritual topics. And I'm even going to talk about a couple of those things with you guys today, and how there appears to be an agenda to put down the legitimate spiritual awakening that's taking place on this planet. And that includes telling you things like money is bad, you don't need money, money doesn't make you happy, which is true and it's not. We're going to talk about that. It's the first thing we're going to talk about on today's live stream. Okay, I'm going to go grab my book. I've got a book to share with you guys. I'll be right back. Just 1 second. I just got to go grab this book. The Secrets of the Universe. The Secrets of the Universe. Ooh. I was going to wear a nicer, maybe dress-up shirt like I usually do, but I did my workout today, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay in my workout clothes because I want to show you what it's all about, guys, living your best life. I just worked out. It's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to get in shape, and it's working. Oh my God, Vina, thank you. I don't know how much money that is in US, but we appreciate it very much. Very, very much. And if you guys want to ask any questions, I do have super chats turned on. So there's the 3D physical, right? Getting up every day, doing the work, putting in the effort, and the energetic work. And both are work. Both are work. And it's worthwhile. It'll make you happier. Okay. So this is from Ancient Hermetic philosophy. Ancient Hermetic philosophy. I'm going to read to you. The divine paradox. The half-wise, recognizing the comparative unreality of the universe, imagine that they may defy its laws. Such are vain and presumptuous fools, and they are broken against the rocks and torn asunder by the elements by reason of their folly. The truly wise, knowing the nature of the universe, use law against laws. Those are different things. The higher against the lower, and by the art of alchemy, transmute that which is undesirable into that which is worthy, and thus triumph. And it's your right. It's your right. It is your sacred right to live the best life, live the life of your dreams, abundance, a fulfilling relationship, meaningful work. It's your divine right, guys. It's your divine right. Mastery consists not in abnormal dreams, visions, and fantastic imaginings or living, but in using the higher forces against the lower, escaping the pains of the lower planes by vibrating on the higher. Transmutation, not presumptuous denial, is the weapon of the master. Mary Poppins, thank you so much. Mary Poppins asks, when I'm stressed, why do the lights flicker? Interesting. I actually videotaped it last night, a before and after stress scenario, but a blue orb showed up as well. Yeah, I think you know what that is. I think you're breaking free from bondage. That's what I think it is. Bondage of the ego mind. And that's something else that I want to talk about with you guys today. Where things are going on planet Earth and where you could be going. What it's like to create timeline shifts, to release the onion layers of the ego mind, to ascend spiritually. You're going to be causing these kinds of electromagnetic disturbances. It's absolutely a fact. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, I would be doing these lives and people would always tell me, there's an orb behind you. You would always see orbs behind me. And it happened more recently too. You're always going to be going through these cycles of like leveling up all the time. So these are real things, metaphysical energy. It can affect the physical energies. So that's all that is. Your consciousness is exploding. Or like the numbers. You know, I had somebody comment on one of my videos the other day, Kurt, I'm confused. You said, no, I didn't. You said that the meaning of the numbers doesn't matter. And now you're making a video about the number, the meaning of this number. No, what I said was focus on function instead of meaning. Sarah Stars, thank you for your donation. You're fabulous. Now, if you're getting one or two repeating number patterns consistently over a period of time, then, yeah, that's right, one soul. I do remember that. I do remember the orb. If you're getting one or two consistent number patterns over a period of time, then it probably has some meaning for you. If you're getting more than two, just let it go. It's just a general expansion of consciousness. And the meaning of the numbers are signposts, really. So a lot of the time you're going to get hit with like 1111, 222, 333, and 44, and maybe an occasional 777. And it's just all these different numbers. And it's like, oh my God, what do they all mean? Just let it go. Just let it go. Look at the function. Because even if you're getting just 222 or just 777 or just 555, then the message of function is still the same. You are dinging the universe like a bell, and it's just reverberating back to you. You guys already know about the law of attraction. You already know about this stuff, you know. Your consciousness is exploding, and you're exciting the universe like a bell. It's vibrating, right? Now, that feedback, if it comes to you as a specific number, maybe 2, then yeah, there could be a meaning there. And there usually often is. But if it's more than 2, you're just hella blowing shit up. And again, the orbs, it's just you're having an electrical effect on the matrix around you. They could be angels. I don't know if that is true. That seems like a legitimate explanation, but I don't know how you would prove something like that, you know. So, whatever you're doing to expand your consciousness, it's working. Just keep doing that. So, great question. So, back to the divine paradox. Again, we're talking about how to never be poor again. And why should you? Why should anybody? You know how much abundance there is in the world? Man, it's incredible. It's incredible. So, the divine paradox, the half-wise recognizing the comparative unreality of the universe. Imagine that they may defy its laws, right? So, recognizing that there is this force. And yeah, you could call it magic, but it's really technology. There is a mechanism, and quantum physics is even, well, all of science really, but quantum physics, relativity, you know, the very large right down to the very small. These things work together. The unified field theory that they think they're looking for is going to be found by way of consciousness. They don't want to acknowledge that quite yet, but they'll get there. They'll get there. So yes, this energetic force is real. You start to work with it instead of just being subject to the whims. You can be like a sail ship on the water and not direct your sail any particular way. Or you not even draw your sail. Just let the current just carry you wherever it's going to carry you. You can do that. Or you can start to work with it and start to decide where you're going to go. Now, the flip side of the coin is there is an ocean current. There are winds. You can direct your sail and your rudder, and you can get really good at it. You know, the old wooden sail ships, they sail around the world, right? Copernicus, first guy to circumnavigate the world, right? Copernicus, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, wooden sail ship. No problem staying right on course. But there are ocean currents, there are winds. That's exactly what the divine paradox is telling you. If you only recognize the etherical nature of the universe, the so-called magical, which is really, again, it's just technology. We live in a participatory universe, and you ignore the 3D component. You may be broken against the rocks and torn asunder by the elements by reason of your folly. The truly wise, knowing the nature of the universe, use law against laws, higher against lower, and by the art of alchemy transmute that which is undesirable into that which is worthy, and thus triumph. So you can't really ignore the 3D part of things. You can't really ignore the practicality. You can't really ignore what is. Like, for example, we do use money. Well, there shouldn't be money. Well, Who told you that? And by the way, I've got some theories about where that came from. I've got some theories, my friends. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. So let's talk about money first. Why do we use money? Should we get rid of money? Can you get rid of money? Well, maybe. Maybe there will come a day. Maybe I will be shown to be wrong, if you will. Maybe I will be proved, maybe it will be shown that we can live without money. Maybe there will come a time. I mean, that doesn't really seem too out there. You know, nothing's really impossible, but for the foreseeable future, and I mean a long time, we're going to be using money, guys. You know, it's probably going to be thousands of years, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with money. A bartering system would be good if it works for you. Here's where that breaks down. Let's say you're a wheat farmer and you need a pair of shoes. You go to the shoemaker and the shoemaker goes, well, I appreciate it, but I don't need wheat. Oh. What do you need? I need some carrots. Oh. All right. So you go to the carrot farmer and he goes, I don't really need wheat. I need some apples. Okay. You go to the apple farmer. Apple farmer goes, yeah, I just got some wheat. I need nails. All right, I'm going to go to the blacksmith. Do you got any nails? Yeah. Do you need some wheat? Yeah. Okay, give me some nails. And then you go to the apple grower, exchange apples for nails, go to the carrot farmer, exchange apples for carrots, and then go to the shoemaker and get your shoes, I hope. Because maybe by the time you get to the shoemaker, he's like, I already got my carrots. Or yeah. I got a great idea. Let's just agree on something that we can use as a medium for exchange. Now, as with all things in our reality, again, remember, can people misuse things? Yes, and they do. They do. We're going to talk about evil. We're going to talk about evil today. And SEK, thank you for your donation. I'll get to your question in a moment. So it's just a medium of exchange. There are powers, let's just say, who have learned how to manipulate money. And I don't think I really need to go a lot deeper than that. But lots of things can be manipulated, guys. Have you ever heard the expression toxic positivity? Because that's exactly what you're going to get with the New Age spiritual movement, which is not spiritual. It's a cult religion, New Age. And I've heard it called New Cage spiritualism, as in being in a cage. It's just another trap. It's another trick. So, with those types of ideologies, which is mental, and the mind isn't bad, and ideologies aren't necessarily bad either. But it's not spiritual. It's not spiritual. One of their favorite tools to trick you, and this is very narcissistic, is to tell you that if you have boundaries or if you get upset about a violation of your boundaries, that you're bad and you're greedy and you're mean and you're not allowed to do that. You got upset, that proves that you're wrong. That proves that you're bad. Guys, if somebody rips you off, are you going to be like, yeah? No. Anger tells you when something is wrong. Most of the things in this world can be taken in moderation in some form or another. And they may even serve a purpose. Wisdom and knowledge. Together, those two things form a winning combination. That's how I'm able to articulate these things. And as soon as I say it to you, you know it's true. You have the right to have boundaries. Well, yeah, but you're always so mean and upset all the time, and you're always miserable all the time. And so this is gaslighting, right? So this is what the toxic positivity is going to tell you. And you're sitting there like, and some of us fall for the gaslighting, telling you how you feel. I got news for you. I'm absolutely ecstatic all the time. Like, and I think maybe the word is satisfied. My life is pretty simple, and I live like that on purpose. However, a lot of people look at me and they think, I don't think your life is simple. And you're juggling a lot of things, Kurt, and I don't know how you do it. You're doing so much. Sometimes I get tired just looking at you, but that's not how I feel. And, I'm just doing what I love. I'm just doing what I love, guys. So that said, money is just a medium of exchange. It can be manipulated just like anything, just like positivity. Oh yeah, you're only allowed to be positive and happy ever. And if you're ever mean or negative, you're bad, and that proves that you're not spiritual and you're bad. Thank you. Right. Toxic positivity, my friends. Watch out for that one. Now, we prefer positive over negative. It tends to serve us better. But as with many things in life, too much of a good thing, perhaps it would not serve you. See, the ego is very much like a dumb robot. It's not even life. It's an entity. And so it's going to tell you that everything has to be either good or bad. Instead, try this. Everything can either serve you or not serve you. Does it serve you or not? Always is this the question to ask. Maya, I guess it was Maya. SEK is the type of currency. Thank you again for your donation. Maya asks, you think we can heal all diseases with consciousness? Do you think we can? Does the weather also change for you? Yes. When I dissolve the inner blocks with presence and consciousness, the clouds go away and the sky gets blue every time. Yeah, that happens to me too. I kind of have a hard time like focusing on work, like 3D work, like sitting down and working when the weather is very nice. And it usually is in Colorado. Colorado, we have a saying here that there are 300 days of sunshine out of every year. And it's pretty well true. I try to get all of my work done on certain days. And it just so happens that when I need to work, the clouds usually roll in. And it's just easier for me to focus. Because when the sun comes out, oh man, I just want to go outside. It's so nice here all the time, And the winters are very forgiving. As far as healing your body, what I would recommend, talk to your doctor, of course. At least consider conventional medicine. It's not all bad. I know the system wants to get us all drugged up on things we probably don't need. I mean, what is it? In America, it's something like 80% of the population here is on some kind of psychotropic drug. And no judgment from me, but discernment is not the same as judgment. And what discernment would tell you is, well, I'm sure some of those people legit do need those things, but 80% of the population is taking a psychotropic drug in the United States. And again, I'm not going to judge anybody. It's just discernment. There's a big difference. There's another thing. that the toxic positivities movement, the snowflakes, the New Agers, the New Cage religion, they're going to tell you that you're not allowed to have discernment. And they're not even going to tell you that there's a difference between discernment and judgment. Judgment is good or bad, so to speak. Discernment is it serves me, it doesn't serve me. And I'm looking at 80% of the population in the United States taking some form of psychotropic drug, and I'm like, this isn't right, guy. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. So, Maya, to your point, I would go talk to another, go talk to a few doctors, consider those remedies. Some of them are good. It depends on how sick you are. However, at the same time, you know what? When you mind your health first, then you might not have disease or problems later in life. At least it'll be a lot less likely. There are environmental factors. There's lots of different factors. Again, even this, remember, it's going to tell you, the divine paradox, don't ignore the 3D practical matters. This is Hermetic philosophy, the divine paradox. Don't ignore the 3D practical matters, but at the same time, yeah, you could read Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, where he explains, there's people that have overcome cancer and shit with the power of their mind. So doing both, the medical procedures that you could be doing might be necessary. They might not. You're going to have to use your discernment. Also, taking a lot of vitamins, exercising, doing what you can. Once your health starts to go, it is almost impossible to get it back. So start today, guys. And also, yes, the power of thought, believing in your own health. Believing in your own health. As far as the sky is concerned, of course, you can have an effect. We do live in a collective consciousness. Again, you can't ignore the way things work. We live in a collective consciousness. You are one and there are many. However, your belief can shape things, and it doesn't take very many people to cause things to shift. You can do a lot just on your own. Why does the sky change? I don't know, because there's the law of attraction. What serves you and what has already been planned for the weather may be in alignment. Thus, is there law of attraction? No. It's just that the two are in alignment. Oh, okay. So I'm not creating with my thoughts. Yes. Oh, so there is law of attraction. Yes. Well, Kurt, which is it? Right. It's both. Everything is happening in perfect working order. The universe is a well-oiled machine. You are a creator. You are falling perfectly into alignment as a creator using the energetic force called the law of attraction to draw certain experiences to you at certain times. Everything is clicking together in just the right order. And you're going, that's really weird. How can all these things line up perfectly all the time? I don't know, but they do. They do. They do. Law of attraction, somebody was asking if that's just a new age concept. No, it's not a concept. The law of attraction is the universe. And again, even physics is starting to verify that this is real. New age is an opportunistic new world order structured demolition of the legitimate spiritual awakening that's taking place on planet Earth, to co-opt free consciousness and to trick you into believing less of yourself, believing that you're limited. It's a new set of rules and have-tos. It's opportunistic, so it's going to prey on any talking point that it can use at any given time, which serves its agenda, which is to control you and manipulate you. People like Barbara Marx Hubbard. Barbara Marx Hubbard. Deepak Chopra, I have some questions. I think he's okay, but I think he's rubbing elbows with the wrong people. Neil Donald Walsh, I got some questions. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just don't trust. I don't trust. I don't know. It does not look right. I have some issues. I have some issues with what's in his books. For example, competition is bad. Eating meat is bad. There is no devil. There's no Satan. Yeah, there sure in the hell is. Owning property is bad. Just to name a few. I mean, that's in his book. And guys, these are evil concepts. These are evil concepts. And I used to have my coaching students read that book too. I'm doing a reboot of the Introduction to the Journey, I hope, later in the year. And it's not going to be in there, guys. And I used to kind of dance around the topic of who these people are. I'm done. These are my opinions. I don't want to get sued for slander, but I'm allowed to think these things. You don't have to agree with me. I strongly disagree with what these people are saying and doing. I think there is an evil force. It's very sneaky. It wants to trick you. And so these things have the appearance of godliness. But when you really dig into some of the core concepts, it's not good, guys. It's very limiting. You have to be willing to give up your power and your ability of free will, like to not own property, for example. I do not like that. Your human rights and property are one and the same. And this is something that I explain, like in the manifesting course, my Manifest Your Dream Life course. These are your divine rights. These are your divine rights. For example, money, it's your divine right. It's your divine right. And then Maya, to say that it's impossible to get your health back after it goes, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. The power of your mind can do a lot. Greg Braden had the opportunity to film a very interesting phenomenon. I don't like Sadhguru either. These are just my opinions. These people can do what they want. They can say what they want. I'm allowed to disagree. This is not slander. His book, Conversations with God, it does say these things. It does say, or I should say it gives you the impression, because they're going to gaslight too. They're going to go, well, no, we're not saying that. I'm asking you if it serves you. Well, and I mean, that's a legitimate talking point, but I don't know, guys. There's also discussion in Conversations with God where they prop up some modern day political leaders who are not good. And that right off the bat, that's always been a big red flag with me. And I'm like, those people are despicable criminals. And this book is actually saying these are good people. Guys, that is a fucking problem right there. The political leaders that book names as being useful or good, these are diabolical, horrible, evil people. And another thing, the same author props up Barbara Marx Hubbard as some kind of a hero. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. I believe she's a transhumanist too. These are not good things, guys. These are not good. Well, anyway, Gregg Braden, using the power of the mind to heal, he did have the opportunity, actually I think it was an associate of his, to videotape like somebody eliminating a tumor using like energetic healing. Right, Maria, I am taking that book out. Don't even waste you can read it if you want. And this is the thing. What a lot of these people do, guys, and this is great. I'm really glad that this topic came up because this has a lot to do with money, guys. What I'm talking about right now. You got to watch out for this stuff. What they'll do is they'll give you lots and lots and lots of good stuff. Lots and lots and lots of good stuff. This is how Hex Max, you are correct. It is the collective ego of the human race, but it exists. It exists, and it operates independently even. It operates independently, and there's an agenda from a small group of people who use this entity to manipulate us. And when you look at some of the things that humans have done, there is definitely evil. Anyway, I digress. How they operate when they spew this propaganda is to give you so much good stuff, useful stuff, fascinating stuff, interesting stuff. And lots of it, like 90%, but strewn throughout, little blips of pretty important talking points that can really derail your entire life situation and really the whole planet on issues that matter. They're going to opportunistically, these people are opportunists, this energy. Yeah, it's the collective human pain body. It's an entity, right? It's opportunistic, and so are these people that work with it. They're going to plop little tiny talking points here and there that are these particular talking points. So again, 90% of the message looks really good, but the other 5 or 10%, these specific things are, they happen to be topics that are so important and so fundamental to living a free life and to being free and to being fulfilled that they derail the whole thing. Does that make sense? This is how propaganda works. This is how sneaky, okay, these people are. And there is a legitimate, illegitimate agenda to derail the expansion of consciousness on this planet. It's not going to work. It's already failing. Go over here, and you might even, if you want to go a little deeper, like do a deeper dive, go find me over here, New World All-Star. All-Star is one word, ALLSTAR. And my most recent video, I need to do another one. It's been a while, but it's called Vampires of the New World Order. It's a deeper dive on this. You gotta know when there's a vampire at your door. You gotta know what your rights are, and you need to understand what that is. Rights and property are they're inseparable. Your basic human rights and property are inseparable. That's one thing. That's one thing. Now, money. It's just a medium of exchange. Earlier, I addressed bartering and how inconvenient that is. You can do that if you want. There can be a community. Now, here's the problem with bartering. Here's the problem with a lot of these things. They work on a local level, and they work pretty well. Yeah, a family member can be like one. They're kind of everywhere, just people that suck your consciousness. That's why I'm not really a fan of cell phones, by the way, because they literally suck your consciousness. And I've been saying that for a long time. And check this out. When I went to Hawaii in November to see Eckhart Tolle, he said that. And I was like, hey, it's a little black box that it sucks your consciousness. And that is exactly what they want. That's why they make television and social media and these things addictive. And they put all of these fear-based messages in front of you. They know the ego loves drama. They need to try to suck up as much of the consciousness as they can. Think of the elite scumbags that think they run the planet. They do not. They do not. Think of them as, and they have names and faces, by the way. Go to my other platform, okay? What they think they're doing is like using cell phones, social media, television, just the system in general, just everything, as a way to, like a vacuum cleaner, sucking up all of the consciousness that they can get. Why? Because consciousness is spewing out onto the physical plane like a son of a gun. It's like a volcano. Just, oh my God, it's just explosive right now on this planet. It's not going to work, guys. It's already not working. It's already not working. And they're going to, like, this whole thing about, like, money is bad and money is wicked. Where do you think that came from? Who do you think put that out there? You know, the religious institutions and government used to be one thing. And in some places in the world, they still are. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know the schools are really bad. The schools are really bad. It's sad. If I ever have kids, they're going to be homeschooled. Even private schools, you pay and there's still the woke culture. There's still the toxic positivity, the denial of our very humanness. Again, you cannot deny what is. I mean, you can, but that's only going to work for so long. I don't recommend denying what is. For example, what kind of body parts you have, if you know what I'm saying. That shit is not going to fly, guys. There's going to be a great reset, all right. Oh, there's going to be a great reset. But it's not going to be the great reset they think is going to take place. Now, long time ago, the notion that money is wicked and bad and evil, and you don't need money, it was put out there through the religious institutions, which were the government, this idea that it's somehow noble to be poor. And the New Agers love that shit. Again, it's the toxic positivity movement. Money is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. You know, Eckhart Tolle is worth something like $50 million, and he wasn't even trying. He just kind of showed up with his book and got a bunch of lucky breaks. Guys, that's not an accident. The law of attraction is real. The universe is going to match your energy no matter what it is. And that's exactly what this video is all about. The universe is already matching your energy. And a lot of these fear-based teachings have been embedded in our culture for thousands of years. Can you imagine what the world would be like if everybody had $50 million? There would be no war, no famine, no poverty, no fighting. There would be at least a lot less of it. Again, does money make you happy? Perhaps. Again, it can. There's the divine paradox. There's the divine paradox. If you ignore the needs of your body and of your mind and your ability to live comfortably in this world of plenty, I mean, are you going to really be satisfied with life living in a tent or something? Everybody can live like we live in the West, in the United States of America. Everybody can do it. And the technology to do so in harmony with the environment exists. But again, the elite withhold it from us. If you're broke and destitute all the time, and then one day money shows up, are you going to be satisfied with life from that point forth? Of course you will. Again, like I discussed last week, they've even identified like a certain dollar amount where it levels off and you're not really going to get any happier. And then once again, you're right back to where you started, which is happiness, joy, it really does come from within you. You can live on a park bench like Eckhart Tolle and be happy, so to speak. Happiness is a interesting word, right? But yes, Mary Poppins, you're about right. Yep, they've even written books about it. Yeah, if you're piss poor morally, no amount of money can make you happy. That's right. There's people that get money and they're still not happy. So you got to do both, guys. You got to do both. And again, that's what this video is all about. You got to be the best you can be on purpose. Be the best you can be on purpose. Be the best you can be on purpose. Work on yourself. I worked out today. I'm still in my workout clothes. It's hard work. My trainer really pushes me hard. And I feel terrific and I look terrific. I have a decent income. I'm doing meaningful work that I enjoy. I can afford all the vitamins and the organic food and, all the things that I could want. And I can't think of anything better to do with my life than to assist other people in changing their lives too. If you think about it, guys, that's basically my job. My job is to change lives. What a great job. Wow. So, just to kind of do a quick review, and then I'm going to take a quick break. You don't want to ignore the practicalities of your life. You don't want to ignore the practicalities of money. Can money make you happy? Yes. Can money make you happy? No. Well, which is it? It's both. You got to do more than one thing, dude. Again, the ego personality is, if you operate through that, if your sense of self is derived from the ego personality, then it's always going to be a dumbed down, black and white, only yes or no, this or that, because the mind is duality. Now, when the ego mind personality starts to serve you, what you could have, perhaps, would be a memory bank of information, of knowledge. And you reach a certain level spiritually as well, where you have embodied a certain sense of wisdom, intuition, wisdom, right? And so you've got this wealth of knowledge and wisdom. And when you put those two things together, they form a winning combination. So you know what the pitfalls in life are. You understand the practical matters of abundance, of money. You could have, and I didn't finish this talking point, so let me wrap this up. So where bartering could work, for example, on a local level, lots of things can work on a local level. But when you go beyond national, international, bartering, it doesn't work so well. And even in many cases, on a local level, it doesn't always work. There's going to need to be a medium of exchange. And when we have all the things, think about how wonderful it is just to go grocery shopping, especially here in the United States. We've got every freaking thing that you could possibly think of to eat at our fingertips, delivered to your house. Ha! And why shouldn't we? Why can't we? Why can't everybody have that? Everybody could. There's enough abundance in the world for everybody to live like this. You know, even the United Nations states that there is 125% the amount of food needed to feed everybody in the world. And I mean feed them well. Abundance is your birthright. Money is just a medium of exchange. It's like anything else. What are you using it for? Again, another example, positivity. Should we have positivity? Yes, but there's even such a thing as toxic positivity, right? We just hammered that one out. Fire, that's an example people use all the time. You can use it for good or bad, right? But use your discernment. Discernment is what happens when you've got your wisdom and your knowledge. I've got my wisdom and I've got my information. And together, they form a winning combination. Discernment, discernment, guys, discernment. Does this serve me or not? I think money is wonderful. And there's definitely enough for everybody. There are forces that hoard the money, but that's not going to last for very long, guys. And if we work together, again, go check me out over here because that is exactly what we're going to be doing. There's going to be a great reset, all right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's kind of just to set the stage. So I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to address how to manifest money, which is basically, you can manifest anything. But money in particular, we got to get over the guilt and the shame around money. And remember, where did that come from? Well, I think it was put there. The bloodlines, the families that are in control, who are nameless, they're not nameless. I can tell you who they are. Just go over here. I try not to talk about this stuff too much on this platform. But they've been at it for thousands of years, guys. It's the same bloodline. It's the same family. Yes, it's real. They have names. They have faces. They've given the impression that their power has waned over the years. No. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, et cetera, right? Those guys, they are not the richest people in the world. They're not. They're not. Now, these elites who think they run the world, number one, they're paper tigers. They've got no power unless you give it to them. And that's why the fear-based systems on television, Hollywood, now in sporting events, in your schools, on social media, it's fucking everywhere. They're there to trick you and keep you captivated, to keep you in a trance so that they can control you. These people are the ones who have, for thousands of years, put the message out there that money is shameful and bad, and you're saintly if you don't have any money and you live poor. That is such utter bullshit. Abundance is your birthright. If everybody had abundance, I guess we wouldn't have poverty anymore, would we? Think about how stupid this is for a second. We need to get rid of poverty, but money is bad. Oh, well, I know, but Kurt, we just need to have bartering and just get rid of money then. No. Again, that's another trick. It's another double speak, double play from the system trying to trick you. They're the ones that have created the financial system. It's not supposed to be this way, guys. It's not supposed to be this way. And pretty soon it's not going to be. Pretty soon it's not going to be. And I'm here to let you know that you're free to be abundant, and I dare you to do it. Make the world a better place. Make the world a better place. There needs to be more of us stepping up to the plate and manifesting money. Creating a better world. Think about all the amazing things you can do with money. One of the items on my to-do list is to start a nonprofit organization to benefit homelessness. That's always kind of been my pet peeve, homelessness. So that should be getting done sometime this year. But guys, I've got the means to do it. I've got the time to do it. I've got the platform to do it. Think about it. Think about it. All right, I'm going to take a break, quick bathroom break, 5 minutes. I'm going to put a little message here so that anybody that joins the chat knows what's going on. Whoops. Okay. Come on, fingers. Okay. If you guys would like to do the same, take a quick break, go to the bathroom, what have you. I will be right back. And yes, Merritt, if you want to help, go subscribe over here. New World All-Star. All-Star is one word. We've got some important work to do, my friends. We're going to change the world together. And it's going to be whatever we want it to be. I'll be right back, guys. Hello, my friends. Okay. Okay. Here I am. So, we've dispelled many rumors, many myths. There's an agenda to trick you. It's failing. You got to be aware of the vampire at your door. If you don't realize it's a vampire, you might let him in your house by accident. So you got to know this stuff, guys. And I don't sit around fixating on this stuff. I fixate on how satisfied I am with life. And you know what happens when you fixate on something? When you focus on something, you get more of it. That's basically the law of attraction right there. Whatever you are being will cause you to focus on whatever it is you want to focus on. So whatever you're being, the universe matches. People ask, how do I get the law of attraction to start working? It already is. You just don't like what you're being. I mean, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You could be a good person. But again, many of the mythologies around money have, I believe, been put there on purpose by some not very nice people. And they've been embedded in our culture for thousands of years. Shame and guilt around money, or the whole, like what money is and how it works and why you need it. We just talked about all these things, right? Like, oh, we just need bartering. Well, that doesn't always work. And that's enough said there. Now, once you have this knowledge and you use your power of wisdom, well, let me rephrase that. Once you have this knowledge and have accepted your role as a creator, which is to say using your innate wisdom, those two things together form a winning combination. It's powerful what you can do. When you have this knowledge, you have to recognize how things really work. You can't ignore how things really work as you are learning to trust the great unknown, if you will. Cultivating energetically what you want to attract is easy to do, but it's also easy to not do. So, for example, my manifesting coaching students, the people who sign up for my manifesting coaching program, which again, it's on sale. All you got to do is pay in full. Use this coupon code, get 25% off, guys. March 19th. March 19th is the last day. I'm just saying. And guys, I do not mess around. I hook it up. I hook it up, guys. I want it to work. But here's what I tell them. You have to make this a way of life. This isn't a one and done thing, guys. And why wouldn't you? You mean to tell me I could sit on my couch and manifest $1 million? Yeah. You could do that. You could do that. Now, there's more to it than that. You got to go out into the world and do something. But even if you're not sure what the doing part is going to look like, you could even manifest clarity about that. So you've got to make a commitment to changing what you are being. And you might recall I talked about this during last week's live. There's pure being, the self, it's consciousness. But then you can take that pure being and add things to it using your mind. And then it becomes what you are being. And if you are being abundant, you're going to act abundant just organically. Make it a way of life. Manifesting $1 million is kind of a big deal. Maybe you should spend a couple of years working on it. One of the biggest pitfalls that people run into is just getting impatient. I just want this I just want to get the things so I can go back to what I was doing. No, there's no going back to what you were doing. And you can do that. I've even made YouTube videos about that before in the past, where it was like, well, here's this quick thing you can do. And I might do more videos like that in the future too. But one day I got out of bed and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to give them the authentic shit. I think that needs to happen. Because I want to show you guys what's really possible. And how powerful you really are. What is that? Somebody working outside. Truly, to manifest a life that is completely satisfying, it's not a one and done thing. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Earlier we were talking about how money can make you happy, but also it doesn't. Depends on some different factors, right? Again, the mind is going to say everything's black and white. It's either good or it's bad. It either makes you happy or it doesn't. And if you say otherwise, then that's a contradiction and you're not spiritual and you don't know what you're talking about and all the projecting that the ego does. The truth is that the best answer is, well, it depends. If you think being flat broke and living in a house with a dirt floor somehow makes you virtuous, I would submit to you a different answer. But it also depends on what you want out of life, I suppose. Not having 2 pennies to rub together to buy food, for example. But if you're somebody who, to begin with, is already not capable of finding joy within yourself, no matter how bad things get, you're just one of these people that are just so negative, and every time you talk to them, everything's a problem. Something is always wrong. You know what I mean? You're one of those people. There's always some drama going on. There's, oh yeah, this always happens to me. And then you got me, and I'm like, wow, this is terrific. This always happens to me. You see the difference? Now, if that's you, then I would describe you as somebody who hasn't spiritually awoken yet, basically. And if you feel that way in general in life, you're not even going to realize you're doing that. If you're like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, right? And you can cause that to happen. You can cause that to happen. So if that person manifests a quick $10,000, is that going to make them happy? Well, kind of, but it's temporary. It'll wear off quick. You guys know that. You know how that works. Now, if instead you focus on manifesting a life that you don't need to escape from, money will just flow to you easily. And again, you can start with what we've already talked about, which is letting go of all of these myths and rumors around money, all the guilt and shame, all the stuff about we don't need money, we should just barter. You got to look at the practical matters of life, guys. Could bartering work? Yes, in some situations. And again, it works better on a local level. But once you go beyond that, not so much. And even on a local level, there could be problems. Why don't we just all agree to use silver coins or sticks of wood or whatever, pieces of paper? And as long as we are aware of the ways that the money changers, as they've been called, go in there and try to manipulate the monetary system, then shouldn't be a problem. And actually, yeah, sticks of wood were literally, they used to use them in Britain. They called them tally sticks. They used them for around 1,200 years, actually, believe it or not. So money is whatever people agree to use as money. You know, people have used yak dung, you know, but you got to do both. And it's funny, too, how when your cup overfloweth, money is easy for you to make anyway. So if you're not the Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, then already you're, generally speaking, not an unhappy person to begin with. Is money going to make you happy? Yeah. It'll enhance your experience. You're going to be able to look around at your home and you're going to go, wow, I am so blessed. Yes, really. That really did happen, my friend. So you can see how birds of a feather flock together. And I'm talking conceptually. If you're satisfied with life, you may find it easier for you to make money. And then when money does show up, you're going to appreciate it more. See how that works? So it's really a combination of things, my friends. And before I move on to the next talking point, remember, this is a commitment to a way of life. You're committing to living on purpose, living with intention. Think about what you think. Think about what you think. Think about what you're being all the time, how you feel. So here's an example. Let's say you want to start a business and conceptually you're like, yeah, you know, maybe Kurt's right. Money's not bad. It's what you do with it, and it's how you make the money. Money can enhance your life. Abundance is my birthright. I get it. Right on. I'm going to go start a business. So you go out there and you start a business. Now, you make a sale and it's $300. And the person, they've got some money, they hand you the money, and you grab the money with your hand and take it, and right then and there, you feel this hesitation. Like, am I supposed to do this? Am I allowed to do this? Remember, your thinking is, yeah, money's good. I'm cool with that. I get it. I see all the mythologies around, you know, money, like the shame and guilt that's been embedded in our culture. Totally get it. But how you feel doesn't match when you take money. You feel guilty, like, it's just awkward when you take them. You know what I mean? You don't say anything even. Maybe they can't even see it on your face, but it's kind of that like shyness. Like you get a little shy about it. Have you ever experienced that? Has anybody ever paid you for something? And you're like, oh, thank you. Oh, you're taking the money, right? When they hand you the money. Right, so we've got this embedded fear, this embedded shame around money. Like, oh, like, am I supposed to be doing this? It feels awkward or something. Right. This is very important, guys. The subconscious mind is what is linked to the infinite field, to the mental universe. So now you understand what the problem is. We're getting into the mechanics of the law of attraction right now. So you've got this embedded shame around money. And guys, it takes a long time to reprogram the subconscious mind. So you better get started. That's why I'm telling you, you got to make it a way of life. Or like I tell my coaching students, my manifesting coaching students, I tell them, some of you guys are going to sit there and ask yourself, how does he do it? How does he come up with this stuff? Right. I want you to learn my language. It's like I'm speaking a different language. How I'm able to just spitball this stuff, right? I want you to learn the lingo. The mind, ego, it just wants like a step 1, 2, 3. It just wants like a kind of the way like the education system purports to work. Like we're going to read all the pages of a textbook and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm good now. You have to make a study of it. You got to make a lifetime study of it. And this goes beyond any one thing that you could manifest. It's lingo. It just intuitively makes sense to you. Right. You've accumulated this knowledge, which includes knowledge of pitfalls and trickery. You got to watch out for the vampires, right? So we're going to accept the practical side of the world we live in. We're going to acknowledge that and be careful to choose wisely. And I've got the wisdom. So together, I'm able to speak this language when I put those two things together. It's a way of life. I know exactly what the problem is. Every time you start to realize like why money is hard for me to get, look at how you feel about it. What is your subconscious mind doing? The conscious mind really doesn't do manifesting. So why would a law of attraction teacher tell you to do visualizations? Well, because you're using the visualizations to reprogram your subconscious mind. This is like one of the first things I teach people in my manifesting video course. It's 26 hours, guys. You got to reprogram your subconscious. You got to make it a way of life. And I made a video course that's going to be there for you for life. I wanted to give something to people that you're going to be able to go back to it in 5 years and rewatch it, and you're going to have so many aha moments. Whereas 5 years prior when you watched it, you kind of were having a hard time keeping up, right? Kind of thing. Yes, collective cup, you nailed it. Yep. You could say that's a good description. It's a collection of retained thought and emotional experiences. The conscious mind, if you do these visualizations and keep telling yourself certain things over and over and over again, with in combination going out into the real world and having experiences, you start to reprogram the subconscious mind. It takes a long time. Much of the subconscious retention is actually stored in your physical body. And again, in the manifesting video course, I'll even explain the mechanism. It has to do with water and also neurons in your body. I spend a large chunk at the beginning, like explaining the science of manifesting and why it works, because I want to overcome any objection about whether there's a law of attraction. Like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. And it's really interesting too, the science of it. So after a while, you've accepted, I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to make this a way of life. I'm going to cultivate new habits of thought. And you just get used to it. And after a while, you start to notice fundamental changes in how you feel about things. Maybe after a while, you don't feel quite as awkward taking money from someone. Why? Because you've been working on your thoughts around it and your feelings around it and going out into the world and having real world experiences. So those two things together, you start to reprogram new experiences, new feelings in your subconscious. And maybe after a couple of years, you barely feel, maybe a little awkward, but nothing like it used to be. And then after 3 more years, when you take money from somebody, you feel satisfied. And you're in a better place too, because you look at the person and you think, I'm going to help this person. Even if you're just mowing their lawn, I'm going to do something for them. This is great. I got money and they're going to get their lawn mowed. Awesome. You're going to feel good about it. Again, recognizing the trickery that's out there in the world too. All of the propaganda that's been thrown in our faces for such a long time around money, all the guilt and shame around money, all the trickery. Again, money is bad. We should have communism. Oh, no, no, no. Well, no, we just haven't tried real communism. Yes, we have. And it didn't work. There's a reason for it. The number one thing with communism, the elimination of private property ownership. Your human rights and property are inseparable. Remember that. Remember that. And I explain this in the Manifest Your Dream Life video course. These things matter, guys. You need to know what the laws of the universe are. You need to know what the laws of the universe are. Now, once you've accepted that this is a bigger job than the internet would have you believe, again, you can do the one and done thing, but you're just going to kind of get sputtering manifestations. You can focus on something and then it shows up. And you do those things too, but you got to start with, well, this is a big job. This is a life-changing, this is a lifestyle change, okay? And the little energies that you create, the things that you want to focus on are part of that big picture. Does that make sense? You are becoming a different person. You're becoming a different person, more or less. Here's an analogy that I've used with my coaching students. Say you have a wooden ship. One day you decide, I'm going to replace each wooden plank of, yes, I like that, focus driven by vision. Exactly. I'm going to replace each one of the wooden planks one at a time. Only this time, I'm going to go to a different forest. Completely different forest. It could be even maybe a different kind of tree. And each plank I'm going to carefully cut to be exactly the same size and shape as the plank that I'm replacing. And you very carefully and methodically replace each plank. And I don't know, it could even be the same kind of tree. That way, as you're replacing each plank of wood, you can't really tell. So it kind of matches, it looks nice, but it is a different plank of wood. And you do that one by one, methodically, to each plank of the wooden ship. Now, at what point does the ship become a completely new and different ship? So, are you changing who you are as a personality? Yes. But are you a different person? I don't know. I mean, people that have known me for decades, they know that I'm the same fun-loving, zany guy that I've always been. And I don't know, I speak my mind. If I feel like saying something, I just fucking open my mouth and start talking. I don't have a very good filter. Unless I'm at my grandma's house, I guess. And even then, I'm a little bit daring, let's just say. But at the same time, very giving. Very, very giving. I'll give you the shirt off my fucking back. But how I've reformed myself, how I've changed who I am fundamentally from that level, it's been one of the best things I've ever done. See, money comes and goes. And you can accumulate. I recommend actually accumulating it. But here's the thing. It's not really about the money in the end. Money's nice. Money solves a lot of problems, guys. And we need to stop kidding ourselves about that. But it's really about what you become. It's really about what you become. The money it's going to come, it's going to show up, but the best part is what you become. And the strange irony here, the beautiful truth behind this is if you focus on becoming, the money shows up. Everything shows up. Again, this is a way of life. You need to understand what's in there. What is in the personality? What programming is in there? In the subconscious. And again, almost always, the subconscious, you can tell what's going on because of the emotions that show up. And in my Manifest Your Dream Life program, I take you through lots of exercises. How to identify that stuff. Who are you, really? Where did that come from? Break it down. Think about it. And make thinking about it a way of life and never stop, never stop, never stop. Becoming something, making that your way of life should be the goal, not the money. This is where the magic comes in. This is where the law of attraction, you could say the rubber hits the road. If you become abundant energetically, the money will show up, guys. The universe is already matching you energetically. And again, it's your subconscious mind. It's your subconscious mind. Right, how to eliminate traumas. It's all in there. It's all in there. It's all about reprogramming. You got to know how the machine works. Right, the human machine, 3-part triune being. There's lots of myths. There's lots of bad information on the internet. And it doesn't matter what topic it is. It could be recipes. I've seen some pretty bad ones, you guys. Oh my goodness. Reprogramming your subconscious mind. It takes work. Make this a way of life. Make this a way of life. Make the goal to cultivate a way of life. And that right there could take a few years. You know what they say, practice makes perfect. Are you going to play the piano perfectly when you start? So get started. Get started, guys. To manifest abundance is to be the best you can be on purpose. And people who are the best that they can be are made. So the money is not really the goal. What you become is the goal. And again, focus on becoming somebody who focuses on becoming. Focus on becoming, living this as a way of life, this constant monitoring of your thoughts and feelings and replacing them with new ones all the time, all the time. If you ride the bike, one day you're going to see the road is underneath you. And that's really it, guys. Surround yourself with people that are on the same page. And guys, again, that's why my coaching program is so terrific, because you're always going to be around people. You're always going to be around people that are doing this too. And you'll have people to connect with, people you can talk to. You're always going to be reading the books, doing the things. Every single day, I've got my ritual, if you'll call it, if you will, if that's what we could call it. I start with a very deep meditation, and then I make some coffee, put some music on, put some incense on, and I read out of my manifesting journal, out of my faith journal. I write things down. Whenever I get an intuitive hit, put it in there. That's empirical evidence. I cultivate this energy every single day on purpose. I'm cultivating an emotional experience. And eventually it shows up as feedback in my 3D physical reality. And you got to chip away at it. The subconscious mind is like a big mountain. And you're thinking, my God, it's so massive. How am I ever going to get rid of it? I don't know. Just start chipping away, dude. And you're going to get lots of little chunks. And then you're going to get, every so often, a fucking huge one that falls off all at once. An example of one of my intuitive hits, just a knowing that I'm going to manifest something that I've chosen. And then I write it down. I'm just overcome with this intuitive knowing. Right? So I'll write it down. That's evidence. Faith is the evidence of things unseen. So, it's a way of life. You are a creator. We came here into density to forget who we are so that we could remember who we are. And it's anything you like. It's anything you like. So focus on becoming the new wooden ship. Be your best self. Do it on purpose. intentionally. I'm going to be the most ethical person I can be on purpose. No matter is too small, right? At least for me. Eventually, things are going to start showing up. And again, this is something that people trip over. I call it the time delay. Yeah, this shit takes a long time, guys. You got to commit to it. But the better you get at it, that seems to shorten. You'll notice indicators showing up more quickly too, telling you that you're on the right track. So that happens as well. But yeah, you live in density. Depending on the size of what it is you're trying to manifest, yeah, it could take a minute. It could. That's okay. If you're trying to manifest $1 million, I don't know, it could take a couple of years. I don't know, man. It could take a while, but just get started. You start with being, and then things flow to you. Opportunities, resources, people. And then you start doing the 3D work. And it gets easy. It gets easy over time. It seems kind of hard to get the ball rolling, but once you do, once you make this a way of life, once you've made the goal, making this a way of life, right? That could take a year or two. So get started. And once you kind of get a flow, that's when things get really, really good, guys. Get started today. How bad do you want to learn to play the piano or whatever it is, right? That's just an analogy. Well, if you want to play it bad enough, for the first 5 years, maybe you're really terrible at it. But by year 4, you're getting a lot better. By year 5, even better. After 10 years, you could play a concert and everybody's going to think you've been classically trained. You know what I mean? So get started, guys. Just get started. Just get started with the deprogramming and the reprogramming. Making this a way of life. That's really it, guys. You got to commit yourself to this. And it works. It works. It works. You deserve a fun and fulfilled life. Yes, synchronicities all the time. That's right. It's every day, dude. In my world, it's every day. Every day. It is so fun, guys. My life situation is so much fun. And that's it. That's it, guys. It is really something else. I'll tell you what, when this shit starts really working, yeah, so Elizabeth, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You could be very talented. And he's got this guilt around money. That's too bad, man. And when you got a good tattoo artist, I mean, the shit's permanent. You want a good tattoo artist. If the guy does a good job, I'd be like, fuck, here's a tip, dude. You deserve abundance, guys. You deserve to be satisfied and fulfilled. You deserve a big house. You deserve a nice car. You deserve wholesome food. You deserve a relationship that's fulfilling. You deserve good health. You deserve. Or I should say, you can deserve. You can deserve. Because truly you get what you deserve. And it's not like you get what you deserve. Not like that. Think of the tattoo artist that Elizabeth was just talking about. He feels that he doesn't deserve money. So he's getting what he deserves, He's got a lot of shame around it. Give more than you take. And that doesn't necessarily mean money, because how are you going to do that? It's energetic, guys. Give more than you take. However, give to those who deserve. Watch out for the vampires, guys. Not everybody deserves what you have to give. And that's okay. It's okay to acknowledge that. You don't have to give to everybody. It's not mean to be discerning. Look at how you feel about money in the coming weeks and months. When you spend it, when you receive it, write things down, guys. Start to make sense of what you're being as a personality. And allow others the space to do the same. Very simple. Very simple credo, my friends. Guys, I have an appointment in a few minutes I need to get ready for. Joining today. I'll be back next week for another live chat. And had a lot of fun today, guys. We talked about some cool things, some really interesting things. You guys are amazing. You really, really are. And I really appreciate every single one of you. I can't believe what I do for a living. I do believe it. Don't get me wrong. But wow, what an interesting thing to do for a living. And it's perfect. It's perfect for me, guys. I get to help people. I get to help people to live their best life. It really is a cool job. So off I go into the sunset. Have a great week, you guys. I'll be back next week. See ya.